Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with breaking news. You're looking at video from Sky 11 of the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. A massive fire breaking out there this evening. These pictures into our newsroom tonight show multiple buildings on fire. Joe McCoy is live in Shakopee now, where firefighters just got things under control in the last few hours. So, Joe, what have you learned tonight out there?
Lauren, we just learned in the last few minutes that this fire impacted 5 structures containing about 12 storefronts here at the Renaissance Festival. It may be a little hard to see because of how dark it is, but crews are still on scene pouring water and foam onto the fire here. Now, the flames are extinguished, but there are still a lot of hot spots on the ground that crews are looking to put out. Thankfully, there were no injuries from this fire. I want to show some video that our Sky 11 helicopter captured earlier in the day. Really shows the extent of the damage here at the Renaissance Festival. Now, the Shakopee Fire Department, they say that this fire was difficult to contain due to the lack of water supply in the area. They say approximately 12 fire departments responded in addition to the Shakopee Fire Department. And the deputy chief of the fire department tells me that the state fire marshal will be on scene conducting this investigation. And to give you guys kind of an idea of what we're working with here at the Renaissance Festival, there's a ton of buildings that are very close together, all made mostly out of wood. And so you can imagine how that could have led to this fire spreading pretty easily here. Thankfully, as I mentioned, no injuries were reported, and the fire was contained to pretty much one section of the Renaissance Festival here. We, of course, will continue to follow this active scene here and provide more updates online and in the morning on KARE 11 Sunrise. Lauren.
Joe, that's just such a thing. So many people look forward to going to the Renaissance Festival every single summer and early fall. I'm wondering, have you heard from the owners of the Renaissance Festival yet?
We have not heard from the owner, Lauren. We were talking with a man who works here at the festival. He was mentioning, as you said, Lauren, this festival begins around mid-August, and he was saying how right when the festival began this year, they have a wedding scheduled. So he was pretty concerned for that wedding, on where exactly they're going to be able to hold that, or if they're going to be able to hold it at all. As I mentioned, the festival grounds here, they're very large. Much of this property has not been impacted by this fire, so hopefully they're going to be able to clear out this section here, and he said that they're just going to rebuild it and move forward, Lauren.
All right, Joe, thank you. You know, this is not the first time there has been a fire on festival grounds. In 2011, a chicken shack caught fire, which then spread and destroyed 5 other food booths. At that time, fire crews also had trouble fighting the fire. They had to bring in water because there were no fire hydrants on the festival grounds. Now, we are staying on top of the story. We'll have the very latest on Sunrise Live at 5 a.m. Our other top story tonight, the weather. We dodged the severe stuff, just some small hail. This video coming in this evening from Anoka. And of course, we did have heavy rain throughout the afternoon. Now that system has moved out of the area tonight, and as of an hour ago, our weather impact alert expired. That same system, Ben, though, did cause tornadoes in the Omaha area. Thankfully, we're in the clear.
Yeah, most of the severe weather, as you mentioned, stayed across southern Minnesota. That did provide some small hail and, of course, some heavy rain. Down towards the Omaha, Nebraska area, they saw more than a dozen tornadoes this afternoon and early evening, and it's still an active severe situation near and just southwest of Des Moines, Iowa. Now, here is a closer look at our neck of the woods. Still some showers lingering around the Twin Cities metro. The heaviest of the thunderstorms are staying across southern Minnesota, basically along the I-90 corridor. Nothing severe is expected out of this, but south of the Twin Cities tonight, you can expect these waves of showers to move through, maybe a couple of lightning strikes as well. Hey, we did reach 75 degrees for a high temperature today, thanks to that bonus sunshine we saw earlier this afternoon. 75, by the way, that ties the warmest temperature of the season so far. How about that? Tomorrow will be noticeably cooler, a lot more cloud cover, maybe a few spotty showers in the morning, but not overly wet, and temperatures will be more than 20 degrees cooler in some places. We'll have a closer look at your Easter weekend forecast coming up, Lauren.
All right, Ben, thank you. We'll take a look now at this new video. Flames shooting up the steeple of a St. Paul church this afternoon. This happened on Farrington Street, just off University Avenue. The church is no longer used for worship. In the last half hour, the St. Paul fire chief told KARE 11 the Red Cross is helping 2 people who were displaced. Fire officials suspect a lightning strike started that fire.
We were inside and we heard a huge bang and we knew lightning hit really close. Maybe 15 minutes later we see this place surrounded with fire trucks, and we look up, and the steeple of this church building was just in flame. In about 10 minutes, the whole steeple fell over and fell to the side.
No one was hurt, but the fire department says the road and sidewalks are closed while officials inspect the steeple. Right now, a memorial growing on the Florida State campus where 2 people were killed and 6 injured in a mass shooting. Tonight, students coming together, laying flowers and praying on their knees. Tonight, the suspected shooter is also in the hospital, reportedly shot by police. We know now that he is the son of a sheriff's deputy and allegedly used his mother's former service weapon to carry out the attack.
It was just like complete chaos.
Moments of terror on Florida State University campus. The shooting happening near the university's student union around lunchtime.
I started hearing gunshots ring off in a very rapid succession.
We actually were by the windows. So like at the windows, we saw cops running, students running.
The university was immediately placed on lockdown. One college student captured a chilling warning to students.
Attention. A dangerous or life-threatening situation exists on campus. Take shelter now.
In the aftermath, students evacuated the halls of Florida State University buildings with their hands up. Some were taken out on stretchers. The shooting suspect was shot and injured by police. Authorities say he was the son of a sheriff's deputy who has been with the office more than 18 years. That shooting allegedly carried out with her former service weapon.
He has been steeped in the Leon County Sheriff's Office family, engaged in a number of training programs that we have. So it's not a surprise to us that he had access to weapons.
Survivors say this is a day they will not soon forget.
It was just absolutely horrific, and it's something I'm not gonna forget for a very long time.
Tallahassee police say the suspect is not talking to law enforcement. The university has canceled class and all activities tomorrow. A man is in custody right now, allegedly tied to 6 different Tesla vandalisms in Minneapolis. Police said this afternoon the suspect could face felony charges for allegedly causing more than $21,000 worth of damage. Chief Brian O'Hara says officers were able to track him down from video recorded on the Teslas.
And just frankly, this is pretty stupid. There's high quality video on all these cars. It's committing a crime with a spotlight on you while the video is playing.
MPD says they're looking into other Tesla vandalism cases as well and additional suspects. A Sauk Rapids police officer is now charged with criminal sexual conduct for a crime he allegedly committed about 17 years ago. According to court documents, 33-year-old Andrew Jensen was between 16 and 18 years old when he abused a girl he knew who was 6 to 8 years old. The victim told family members of the alleged abuse in the past year and later confronted Jensen in front of family. The criminal complaint says Jensen admitted to those family members that he abused the victim multiple times. The victim contacted law enforcement in December, and Jensen has since been placed on unpaid administrative leave. Tonight, Luigi Mangione is indicted on 4 federal charges in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson of New York. That includes a federal murder charge, which opens the door for the death penalty. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said the Justice Department will seek that. Mangione also faces state murder charges in New York. A man accused of kidnapping a 16-year-old girl in western Wisconsin who was pregnant with his child is in a Wisconsin jail right now on $2 million bail. Gary Day faced a Wisconsin judge for the first time today. Police in Nebraska arrested him earlier this month. The pair had been missing since February, triggering a nationwide Amber Alert. This week marks 2 years since civil war broke out in Sudan. An end to the fighting still not in sight and pushing the area into a deep humanitarian crisis. Tonight, Raya Katene introduces us to a nonprofit here at home bringing help.
If home is where the heart is, Mohammed Idris's heart will always lead him back to Sudan.
I am Sudanese myself. I went outside many other countries for humanitarian work, but now I came back to save the people my people.
Working for the Minneapolis-based nonprofit Alight, Idris and his team of more than 1,000 staff members are on the ground in Sudan, providing desperately needed aid.
Every day is a fight for survival.
As the country's civil war enters its third year, Idris says the situation is only getting worse, with famine, displacement, and death now the reality for so many.
Cities of 5 million, 3 million are now ghost cities.
The UN says more than 12 million people have been forced from their homes as they provide health care, nutrition, clean water, and other critical services. Idris and his colleagues aren't spared from the devastation.
Myself, I displaced. I lost my brother for the conflict. It's not easy. It's like everyone else. We lost one of our colleagues in Khartoum, and this is expected to happen at any time. Sorry.
Still, he continues to help because he knows the cost would be too great if he didn't.
They will die immediately. Because in most cases, Alight is the only service provider.
Now, Idris warns it's a race against time as they prepare for heavy rain and flooding in the summer.
If we did not able to pre-position key supplies like essential medicines, medicine for malaria, medicine to treat malnutrition, the situation will be devastating.
A type of devastation Idris says is hard to describe as his heart aches for a home not torn apart by war.
Alight is now the largest provider of health care in Sudan. The organization also works in other parts of the world to help people displaced by war and other conflicts. We're back in 90 seconds with more information on our breaking top story, that massive fire on the grounds of the Renaissance Festival in Shakopee. And after that, we're heading inside a Minnesota prison for an unlikely matchup of the minds. Plus, check your lottery tickets. You could be a newly minted millionaire. We'll be right back.